Hello. And welcome. Oh, very fitting ending of that song. This is part 3 of our double elimination bracket. Event number 1. Our Doorbangers inaugural event. We are starting off tonight with lowers round 2. Elimination matches. These cars, tournament lives are on the line. We be going through those, then moving to the uppers for round 3. I think it's 3. Where we'll see some very high competitors trying to keep their winning streak going. And then we'll be moving back down, and we'll be revisiting some of our earlier contenders for lowers round 3. And that'll be today's races. I'm going to switch over to the bracket real quick just so you can get a look at that. All right, let me get over there. Here's what we'll be starting tonight. You can see losers round 2. We have got 8 matches all ready to go. These guys are ready to get on the track. You saw our first 2 cars in the upper left hand of the last screen. Nerve Hammer and 22 Bug will be going up first. These guys have made one losers bracket. They're still alive, but they've got a lot more to go if they want to make the epic lowers run. All right, let's get over and check out our first competitors. As you can see on the screen, once again, we are going to be doing betting rounds. 1 minute. Place your bets. You can see our betting example there. You can find out more about how to get points by doing exclamation point loyalty. See how many points you have with exclamation point points. And for this race, you get bet NR for Nerve Hammer and 2G for 22 Bug. I would say Nerve Hammer coming off of a strong run in his previous match. Probably the favorite here. But 22 Bug has proven to be surprising. And maybe surprise us he will. It's all on the line. Elimination round coming up. All right, here we go. Nerve Hammer will have the starting position. It's a best of 3. Let's get started. It's a clean start. Unfortunately for 22 Bug, he derails out of the yellow corner. Round 1 to Nerve Hammer. Oh, and once again, the 22 bug has fallen. And that means Nerve Hammer will be taking this round, and 22 bug is eliminated from our bracket. Here comes our next round. It's going to be Skydome on the left versus Cyber Speeder on the right. Skydome coming off of a troublesome couple rounds. And Cyber Speeder honestly looking pretty solid. Just having some very difficult opponents. I would have to say Cyber Speeder would be my favorite here for this round. You can continue to place bets the next 20 seconds, and then we'll get things underway for these two. Skydome will start us off. Skydome is the last to stop on the track, which means Cyber Speeder has taken round one. I say last stop. He's the first to stop. And that's why Cyber Speeder has round one. Round one. Cyber Speeder starts off round two in the front. Oh, and it's going to be Cyber Speeder taking the round victory and the match. Boom, takes him right off the track. It's all over for Skydome. Our next match, we have the Ferrari 456M on the left and Turbulence on the right. Turbulence, sort of a slow and steady, consistent racer. And I'd say the 456M is in a similar vein, so this is going to be an interesting one. Also, that last set of matches puts Nerve Hammer up against Cyber Speeder. In our lowers round 3, that's going to be a very, very good match, I think. Those two very strong competitors down there in the lower bracket. And about to get into it here with the Ferrari 456M and Turbulence. It's a good start, but Turbulence just runs out of steam. And it will be the Ferrari taking round 1. Turbulence starts round 2. We have our first false start of the night. Turbulence unable to get through our first corner over here. That means the round has to be restarted. 456M showing his capability here, being consistent. Still going. Wow. This is probably got to be his longest run I've seen. So, give him that. Wow, he's still going. Just the right time on the track for this guy, I guess. Oh, almost lost a wheel. Oh, there he is. Flips right over. All right. So we're restarting round 2. It's a clean start, but Turbulence is unable to make it to the next charger. He is the first to stop, which means the 456M is your winner. A little overlay bug there, but we've got our next match. Toss Across on the left versus Symbolic on the right. Both having pretty equal showings here. Decent runs, but just not able to make it work against their opponents. And they'll be having a bout here to see who goes up against. Goes up against the Ferrari in the next round. Very rough start there. Restart. That one's going to be a false start on toss across. Restart round 1. You've got a clean start. And that was actually pretty close, but I think that one's going to go to Symbolic. He was still moving toss across that flipped. Symbolic round 1. Believe that was a clean start there. Replay check. Yeah, that one's going to go to toss across. We've got finally a non-shutout round. So, it's match point for both cars. On the line here, toss across will start the round. Round 3. Oh, and he's completely launched. It's going to be Symbolic moving on. These overlays apparently not in the mood for working. But we've got Praying Menace versus Gills up next. Gills, our only wild card par still surviving. He was the only one to make it through lowers round 1. And got a tough opponent here with Praying Menace on the left. He's very fast, but he's a little too fast. But of course, he tends to crash a little too quickly. Gill's a little bit more of a consistent racer. And the last remaining chance for the wild card. The wild card cars as a whole to make an impact here. Let's get to it. It's a clean start, and it's going to be Praying Menace, who just narrowly gets through. He was still moving as Gills was stuck on the jump. Gills will start round 2. Oh, and Gills just barely making it to that charger. We'll take round 2. It's going to be all down to that final round. Who will get this victory? Could be anyone's game here. Praying Menace starts first. Another clean start, but it is going to be Praying Menace. Oh, they got a full-blown bumper car situation. But the race is over. Praying Menace does take the victory because Gills had stop movement on the track. Praying Menace just came along and gave him a little bump, but the race was already over. Praying Menace moving on. Next match, we've got what we're calling number 44 Bugatti on the left versus Ballistics on the right. Both these cars totally have the potential to take this one. I think Ballistics would be my choice here, but it's really anyone's game, I think. Tough one. We have got this and 2 more matches here in our lowers. Round 2. Elimination round for these cars. And the winners you'll be seeing once again tonight in just a little while as they battle against some of our upper bracket losers who moved down into the lowers. You'll be moving up to the upper bracket right after these races. Here we go. And it's a false start. Round 1, Bugatti did not make it around the first corner. We'll be restarting round 1. Ballistics is just going. He's just... there we go. Restart round 1. And that one's going to go to Ballistics. Bugatti flips. And round 1, Ballistics. Ballistics will start round 2. The clean start, very close crossing there. And Ballistics will take round number 2 and the match victory. Our next match, we've got Open Roadster on the left and Flame 57 on the right. Both these guys have had some difficult races before this, and unfortunately, they just could not persevere. I think Open Roadster has had some of the most difficult opponents through this bracket and may be the winner here. Flame 57, on the other hand, has gotten some really good chances. I don't want to say he's been lucky, but he's been a little lucky. He's been racing well, though, and we'll see if he can make another upset here against Open Roadster. We have one match after this in the lowers. Moving to our upper bracket for some very fast action. False start there from Flame 57. He does not make the first corner. Restart round 1. Again, unfortunately, Flame 57 flips. And we'll restart round 1 again. Okay, 3 more starts for Blame 57, or he will lose round 1 automatically. Basically disqualification, at least for the round. But he can't seem to get a start here, so let's see if he can do it. I'll give him 3 more tries. Never mind, he's got one. Oh, but he's fallen off track, and Open Roadster takes round 1. Oh, that was... literally gets him right out of the way. And, and once again, taking himself out of there. Open Roadster wins round 2 and the match. Blame 57, unfortunately, just could not get consistent laps, and he is out. Here we are at the final match of Lowers Round 2. It's match number 8. This is a tough one. I don't want to really eliminate either of these guys. Skyline Blue, very difficult first opponents. We had our number 1 seed in his first match. He's got a very consistent run. And we also have Audacious, who has also proven to be a very consistent car and has had some equally difficult opponents. I think either of these guys have a very good shot at making the entire Lowers run, and it'll be unfortunate to see one of them go, but hopefully it'll provide a nice, good final match here in this Lowers Round 2. A rare false start from the Skyline Blue, who restart round 1. There we go. Oh, and just barely hanging on. Audacious wins round 1. I didn't know if he was going to make it to that second charger. But Skyline, unfortunately, falls off track, and we're moving to round 2. That's a strange one. False start. Round 2 restart. Oh, he does make it to the charger, and it will be Audacious taking the round and the match victory. Great run from him. We will be taking a short break here before we move on to our uppers. Round 3 matches. Up first will be our first seed. It's Cloak and Dagger Black Tape versus Paradox. The wild card. Not from the wild card round, just an actual wild card. He's fast, and he's ready to take on anybody. We'll be right back with those matches. Coming back into things here. Upper bracket next match. Got Cloak and Dagger Black Tape, our number 1 seed on the left, and Faradox on the right. Faradox has proven to take out almost anybody he's up against. He is so fast. He usually launches himself off the track whenever that happens, but he's one of our fastest racers for sure. Now, Cloak and Dagger Black Tape is probably our most consistent racer. This guy doesn't miss a beat when it comes to getting around this track, so it's consistency versus speed here. Not sure who will win in this sort of bout. It's all on the line for their upper bracket chances. Loser moving down to the lower brackets to face some increasingly difficult opponents. See Faradox chasing Cloak and Dagger Black Tape down. Both consistent run times. Ooh. And it's going to be Cloak and Dagger Black Tape with the round 1 win. Faradox, unfortunately, flips over, moving to round 2. Oh my, that's going to be replay review. I think this was a crash in the first intersection crossing, which is a redo of the round, but I'm not sure if Faradox flipped before that happened. No, he definitely hit Cloak and Dagger Black Tape. Unfortunately, that is the first time they meet in the middle, which means that is going to be a round 2 redo. By the way, Cloak and Dagger Black Tape has been going ever since. He's still going on the track now. This man is consistent just to the max. I gotta find Faradox. He kind of flew under something way off the track, so give me a sec here. All right, we got him round 2 restart. Now, that might have been a clean start. Let's take a look at that replay. Yep, that one is all Faradox. He wrecks in our yellow corner. That means Cloak and Dagger Black Tape has kept his seed alive. By the way, he's still going. This man. This is why he's number 1 seed right here. He's just so consistent. Oh, and finally hits a snag, you know, after doing like 20 laps in a row. But he will be moving on in the upper bracket. Once again, overlay issue. Boy, that thing just not loving. Staying on the screen tonight. We've got Road Rocket versus Diora 2 Silver here in round 2 of our uppers. Both these guys very consistent racers. They've been just outperforming their opponents. And we'll see who gets through here. They will be up against, if I'm not mistaken, Cloak and Dagger Black Tape next. So good luck to them on that one. But who knows? Maybe one of these guys is the big upset of the entire tournament. Both. Okay. Oh, and Diora 2 falls off the track. Road Rocket, round 1 winner. And he's gonna get round 2 as well. Road Rocket. Quick work here in this round. Well, it's the time where brotherly love goes out the door. We've got Power Pistons Brown on the left, Power Pistons Black on the right. Power Pistons Brown qualified as our second seed. Power Pistons Black was about mid-pack, actually. He was not a very high seed. But things have changed since qualifiers. Power Pistons Black has been very consistent, doing really good work on the track. Power Pistons Brown, on the other hand, has been struggling to keep the consistency he had in the qualifiers. We'll have to see who comes out on top here. Could be anyone's game. A false start, round 1. Restart, round 1. So it begins. Both looking pretty good so far. You can see Power Persons Black has been gaining. That can be the downfall if you're the fast car, if you're behind the slower car. Oh, and unfortunately, at his own peril in this case, Power Persons Black stops on track. Power Persons Brown takes round 1. They will swap positions for round 2. And Power Pistons Brown does not make the Charger. And so Power Pistons Black will take round number 2. It's all down to round 3. Power Pistons Brown will start in front. Let's see how it goes. Oh, and it's an unfortunate falling off of the track for Power Pistons Black, as Power Pistons Brown will be continuing on in the bracket, the upper bracket. Still another chance for Power Pistons Black in the lowers on a future date. Our fourth and final match. It is Cloak and Dagger, No Tape, which is the NT part, and Saw Flat Racer. Saw Flat Racer had an epic bout in his upper bracket against, I believe it was Nerve Hammer. They were both really going at it, and he ended up victorious. But he's got a big mountain to climb here as Cloak and Dagger, the twin of Cloak and Dagger, Black Tape. This one, the same exact car, but there's no tape on the top. And as the name calls. But once again, very consistent car. And Saw Flat's going to have to pull something out here, or he's headed to the lower bracket. Oh, and unfortunately, Saw Flat Racer off track here, and Cloak and Dagger will take round 1. That's actually going to be a false start. Saw Flat Racer did not get a good start off that corner. And it kind of caused a weird chain reaction, but we're restarting round 2. Another misfire, and we'll restart round 2 again. And unfortunately, very unfortunately, since Cloak and Dagger got stopped, Cloak and Dagger has won the round. Solid Flat Racer launches himself off the track, just not able to keep it on course. And he will be having to face the lower bracket. Both Cloak and Daggers coming out strong here. We're moving right along because we only have 4 races left. Our upper bracket, round 3 is complete. But we're moving back down to the lowers to continue on with our winners from earlier in the night. We've got Nerve Hammer versus Cyber Speeder coming up next. Both these guys taking very strong victories over their opponents. I think this is going to be a great match. A great match. And anyone, really, either car's game here. Strong contenders in this lower bracket. Great start for both. Close crossovers. Oh, very close. Oh, and round 1 will go to Cyber Speeder. Very close in those center crossovers. But unfortunately for Nerve Hammer, he takes himself out, makes a mistake coming off the charger, hits the wall. And Cyber Speeder is able to clinch round 1. Moving to round 2. That may have been a clean start. Checking replay here. Our false starts only happen If the car does not make it through the first corner and the charger, they need to make it through the first purple charger and the corner correctly. Past that point, it's all, yep, and that's a red charger misfire for Cyber Speeder, which means Nerve Hammer gets round 2. It's all down to round 3 now for these two. Another great race has begun. This is a long one. Oh, what a move by Cyber Speeder. He's going to do it here. They're already going. And Cyber Speeder able to get under Nerve Hammer in the crossover. Tips him up, and Nerve Hammer unable to hang on. Boom. Cyber Speeder, last one moving, and he will be moving on. Unfortunately for Nerve Hammer, this is where we say goodbye in our bracket. All right, we've got match 2. Lowers round 3. It's going to be the Ferrari 456M on the left versus Symbolic on the right. Both these guys have been doing well. Let's say they're more consistent than speed based on their performance. Again, really, either one of these cars could take this. Just depends on how the race goes. Clean start. It's going to be the Ferrari, who is the last moving on the track. Round 2 coming up. Oh my gosh. A very close one, and it's going to be the Ferrari again. Got so close to missing it, though. Let's check out that replay. He almost doesn't make the red charger. Symbolic almost missing the purple. He almost misses the purple, too. And then finally, for Symbolic, he is unable to continue. Ferrari 456M. He's staying alive. We say goodbye to Symbolic. Match 3, I should say. Match 3 is going to be Praying Menace versus Ballistic. I mean, this is just going to be a wild one. I think Ballistic a little more consistent, but pretty fast. Praying Menace just so fast he can't really control his speed on this track. He tends to fly off. But when he's got a good rhythm going, he's a very hard car to beat. Really, again, these are really narrowing down to some of our tougher contestants here in this lower bracket, so I expect a strong race here from these two. Oh, unfortunately, Ballistics with trouble in the Charger, and Praying Menace, last one moving on the track, will take round 1. We've got a good run going here. Oh, Ballistics, unfortunately, hits the rail and crashes. Praying Menace will take the win. We have to say goodbye to Ballistics. Praying Menace, proving again that he is here to fight. Well, we're here. The final race of tonight. I think this may be the fastest set of races we've done yet. But these guys are just too good. They get the, we don't have to do 100 false starts. So it goes a lot faster that way. Our final match tonight. Open Roadster on the left versus Audacious on the right. Both these guys, such strong cars. I really don't want to say goodbye to either one, but that's just how it goes. We got to get down to only one. I will say Open Roadster has the lower seed here. Audacious. Seating-wise should be the winner, but Open Roadster has proven to be a very strong competitor. Let's see what happens. And Audacious with trouble. Round one goes to Open Roadster. That one's a false start. Restart round two. Audacious just absolutely struggling here, but both racers stopped pretty much at the same time in this case. So we're actually going to do a restart of round two. All right, round two restart. Both pretty much stopped at the same time, so give it another go. Oh, and this time it's Open Roadster having trouble. And it's all down to round three. Audacious takes round two. Clean start. And unfortunately for Audacious, it's all over. Open Roadster has come to take everyone down, and he will be continuing on. Okay. With that, let's take a look at our bracket and where we stand going into the rest of our double elimination event number 1. Here we are in the lowers. Tonight's stream, we saw loser. They love to. I don't want to call it losers. That makes it sound so bad. Lowers round 2 and lowers round 3 tonight. We had many more eliminations. We had a few lucky racers who have moved through. Cyber Speeder, the Ferrari 456M, Praying Menace, and Open Roadster are charging their way through this lower bracket. They now are up against our uppers round 3 losers. So we got DR2 Silver versus Cyber Speeder, Paradox versus the Ferrari, All Flat Racer against Praying Menace, and Power Pistons Black versus Open Roadster. I think these will all be great matches, honestly. Paradox versus Ferrari 456M. That's a really that's a tough one for Paradox because the Ferrari is probably one of our more consistent, slower cars. And Paradox is just all speed all the time. He has almost no consistency. But he is so strong in his just this sheer speed that he's got a chance to put it up against this Ferrari. I'd say Cyber Speeder with a good, strong chance against Diora. Diora having a pretty decent run with consistency, but we'll see how that pans out. I think Cyber Speeder's been doing great. All Flat Racer and Praying Menace, I really don't have a pick here. All Flat Racer, you can see, has the 27 seed. He's super low. There's only 32 seats in the thing, but for some reason, he just had a bad qualifying round because he is very much not 27 seed. Praying Menace, while he is down here in the lower bracket, has been proving that he is a strong competitor. So that one's really, either way, I think that's going to be a great race. Power Pistons Black and Open Roadster. Very close, lower seeds here, but I think both these guys, again, going to have a great matchup there. Now let's go up and take a look at what's going to be happening in our upper bracket. We're down to 4 cars remaining up there. And honestly, it's as expected. We've got our 1 through 4 seeds who have made it this far. So qualifying for those guys was pretty accurate, it appears. Cloak and Dagger, Black Tape, our first seed, will be up against our 4th seed, Road Rocket. Whereas our 2nd seed, Power Pistons Brown, will be up against our 3rd seed, Cloak and Dagger. Without tape, no tape. I think we're going to be seeing the Cloak and Daggers face off. And that's going to be a wild one. That could be like some of our longest races, I'm guessing. Anyway, so nothing too surprising up there. But, I mean, these guys are just very good at what they're at their. Mostly consistency here is key. I think consistency clearly is the winning factor for this track, and these guys have all got a pretty good consistent record. That is going to be the end of our stream tonight. I will say, coming up, just open up. Let me just get over and take a look at what's coming up in our next stream. It is going to be... We're going to be doing the entire rest of our bracket. The finals are coming up. We've got a lot of stuff to cover. We're going to be doing lowers. Lowers round 4 and round 5. Followed by uppers round 4, lowers round 6, lowers round 7. Our upper semifinals, our lowers round 8, and finally our finals. Plus, if we need to do a bracket reset, will our lower bracket champion be able to take out our top champion twice. We'll have to see on that one. It should be noted that lowers round 7 and on, which is basically lowers round 7, the semifinals, lowers round 8, and the finals. Those are all going to be best of 5 races. So we'll be seeing that go down as our finale for this series. And I hope that you'll be there to see it. If you want to see our streams after the fact, which, let's be honest, most people will be seeing them that way, you can find us on YouTube. And you can follow us on Twitch, too, to keep up with, our live stream. We are diligently looking for some of our first subscribers and first followers. So you can go to our link tree. It has all of our links. You can see that link in the upper left there. It has everything from brackets to all of our socials. And I want to say, if you've come in tonight, thank you, as always, for being here. And that's going to do it. Thanks again. See you on the other side.